Welcome. This video is to prepare you for test 4-2. So if you don't understand a concept, maybe this will finally clear up any misconceptions. So the air temperature in Mrs. Stokes' classroom was 90 degrees at 7 a.m. She turned on the air conditioner and the air conditioner decreased 2 degrees every 10 minutes for the next hour. By 8:30 a.m., the air temperature had decreased another 4 degrees. The expression below can be used to determine the air temperature in Mrs. Stokes' class at 8:30. So the expression is 90 minus 2 groups of 60 divided by 10 minus 4. Again, what makes this an expression and not an equation? Again, an expression, you will need to know the difference. An expression is like a phrase. It doesn't finish the complete thought of it. While an equation is equal to something, that's why it has the word equation equals them. It's a complete thought. It tells you exactly all the information you know. So let's solve this. This is an order of operation problem. Notice how I highlighted the addition and subtraction operators. So I broke it up into the first, middle, and right term. Now I need to solve each term. So this is 90. So I have 90 here. 2 groups. And what's 60 divided by 10? 6. And then this is a 4. So, wait. We have 90 on the left term. We have 2 groups of 6 in the middle term, which is really 12. And then we have 4 on the right term. What am I going to do with the 90 and the 12? Subtract it, which you get 78. Then you subtract 4 is 74. So what was the temperature at 8:30 a.m.? 74 degrees. So you will need to know how to solve order of operations. You also need to know how to solve prime factorization. When you see prime factorization, you need to break it down into prime numbers. What are prime numbers again? Numbers that are 1 in itself, like 2, 1 times 2, 3, 1 times 3, 5, 1 times 5, 7, 1 times 7, 11, 1 times 11. You cannot break it down into different types of factors. So I started with 196. If you get stuck here, it's an even number. All even numbers can be divided by 2 or divisible by 2. So it's 2 times, let's see, 196 divided by 2 goes in 9. 2 goes into 19 9 times. 2 goes in 16 8 times. So it's 2 times 98. Can I break a 2 down? I circle it. It is a prime number. How do I break a 98 down? 2 times 49. So I have a 2. How do I break a 49 down? 7 times 7. Can you break a 7 down? No, you cannot. So how can I write this? 2 times 2 times 7 times 7 using exponents. 2 times 2 is 2 squared times 7 is 7 squared, and this is the prime factorization. So it's 2 squared times 7 squared equals 196. So you need to know order operation, you need to know prime factorization on the upcoming test 4-2. You need to know algebra tiles. And can you read an algebra tile? So, and here I see x, an x, and an x. I see a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So before I even look at a question, how many x's do I see? Total number of x's. I see 3 x's. And how many units do I see? I see 6 units. So I see 6 plus 3x. So let's go through our choices. 3x plus 5. Oh, A's out. Hey, it's C. Oh, we're done. Another way you can do it is, do you see 3 groups of 2 plus x? I see a 2 plus an x. I see another 2 plus an x. Another 2 plus x. Is that 3 groups? Yes. C is the only one that shows 3 groups of 2 plus x. So you will need to know distributive property. Another example, in case you still don't understand distributive property. What is 4 groups of 2x plus 1? So you can draw this if this is what you choose. I draw an x, and a unit 1. But I need to draw how many groups of it? 4 groups of 2x. plus 1. How many x's did I draw in all? 8x. How many units? Plus 4. And that's the answer. If you do not like drawing it, there's shortcut. What's 4 groups of 2x? 8x. What unit? What operation? Plus. What's 4 group of 1? 4. And that's another way to solve it. Number 4. Which two expressions are equivalent? Do you remember that you can add and multiply in any order? What do I mean by that? 5 plus 2 is the same as saying 2 plus 5. 5 times 2 is the same as saying 10 times 5. But you cannot subtract and divide in any order. Is 5 minus 2 the same as saying 2 minus 5? This is positive, this is negative. No. Is 5 divided by 2, 2.5, is the same as saying 2 divided by 5? No. That's 4/10. So let's go through the choices. We add 4 plus 3 times y, or 4 groups of y, 4 plus 3 groups of y. 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 groups of y. Would this be the exact same picture? Let's draw this. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 3 groups of y. 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 groups of y. First of all, that is not going to be the same picture. As you can tell, this is 7y and this is 4 plus 3y plus 4. I had several students who said, I like using actual numbers. I like working with numbers. Oh, I do too. What if I replace this y with 2 and replace this y with 2? Will it mean the same thing? Well, if this is an order of operation problem, highlight, 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 highlight. 4 plus 6 is 10. Is 4 plus 3, 7 times 2 is 14. Are they the same? No. Next example. 18 divided by y plus 10 units. Is it the same thing as saying 10 units plus y divided by 18? No, it's not. Because if I replace y with 18, actually it would work for 18. So that's not good. Would it work for like maybe 2? 18 by 2 is 9. 9 plus 10 is 19. Is that the same as saying 10 plus 2 divided by 18? That would be a decimal. C, 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 divided by y. Is it the same thing as saying 10 minus 6? You know, I'm going to use actual numbers. I'm going to replace this y with 2. 2. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 minus, and that would be, this side would be 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. Nope, not the same. Let's look at D. I'm going to replace the y with 2 and replace this y with 2. 12 minus 4. Same thing as saying 12 minus 4. That's why D is equivalent. Number 5. Which expression makes the equation true for all values of x? Is 4 groups of 4x minus 4 the same thing as saying 16x minus 16? I could draw this, and I will draw this. 4x minus 4, but I need 4 groups of 4x minus 4. What did I draw? 16x minus 16. Yes, A is the answer. Another way to look at it is 4 groups of 4x minus 4, 4x minus 4, plus 4x minus 4, plus 4x minus 4, plus 4x minus 4. That's 16 x's, and how many negatives do I have? 16 negatives. Number 6. A bookstore is selling books for $10 each. Which graph shows the relationship between the number of books sold and the total amount of money they paid for the book sale? Well, so they're selling books. I made a table. I didn't have to make a table, but I chose to make a table. So books and price. If I buy 0 book, I'm going to pay $0. If I buy 1 book, it's $10 each. I pay $10. 2 books will cost 20. 3 will cost 30. 4 costs 40. Which one so this? So let's see here. Look at this one. 1 book costs $1. Out. 10 books cost 1. I think they put the. Oh. They do not know they're independent and dependent. This is X. This is Y. This is independent. This is dependent. The price depends on the cost, how much money they're selling, how much money they're amount paid depends on how many books they sell. So in here, they did not put it correctly. They put the numbers in the wrong spot. So nope. Let's look at D. 10 books cost $10. Well, no. 1 book costs $10. 2 costs $20. 3 SB. I actually had a student. I'm in my 7th period class. I'm so proud of him. He came up to me and said, "Should it really be connected, Mr. Joe, or should it be discrete?" And I was like, "That is really good." So there really is a mistake here. It really should be dotted. I'm so proud of that kid who said that. Number 7. Which table shows only values that represent the following relationship between Q and R? So if you know what Q is and you add 10.1 to it, well, which one will give you the relationship? So let's look at this. How do you turn a 5 to 50.5? Is it additive or multiply? Well, you can't add 10 to that to get, so not A. How do you turn a 5 to a 10.6? That's adding 5. No, can't be that one. How do you turn a 5 to 15.1? 5 plus 10.1 is 15. Hey, I think it's D. But does it work for the next one? How do you turn a 7 to 15.3? Is it going to be 10.1 the relationship? Nope, that's 17 point. Cannot be that. It is B. If you add 7 plus 10.1, that's 17.1. 9 plus 10.1, that's 19.1. B is the relationship. Next one. Can you read each one and decide is it multiplicative or multiplying or additive, adding? Justin ate twice as much as sister. Twice means times 2, multiplicative. Jane ate 2 more hot dogs than Renee. So if Henry ate like 5, she ate 2 more, that'd be 7, that's plus, additive. Jessica saves $25 a week to purchase. So in week 1, she saves $25. In week 2, she saves another $25, 50. Week 3, she saves another $25, 75. So she's saving 25 times the number a week, multiplicative. A periscope makes a clown appear 3 feet taller than normal. So if the clown is like 5 feet, 3 feet tall, it'd be 8. If he is 6 feet, it'll be now 9 feet. So it's additive. What else you need to know in the test? You need to know how to find a relationship between X and Y, independent, dependent. This is the X-axis, this is the Y. The Y-axis is always the dependent, the X-axis is always the independent. Can you describe the labels with the word depends? The number of miles depends. Oh, the graph shows the hours and miles Johnny traveled on his bicycle. Unicycle. The number of miles depends on the number of hours he's on his unicycle. Does that make sense to you? That is why this is a dependent. So name the dependent variable. Number of miles. List the dependent quantities. A lot of kids choose to say, oh, it's 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. No. According to the points, there's only a dependent for 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. Number 14. The table below represents the ages of Patricia and her sister. Which equation represents the relationship between the X and Y? How do you turn a 2 to a 0? 6 to 4? 9, 7. So Imelda is younger, I can tell, than her. I think it's 2 years younger. Minus 2. Well, it can't be C. It's not in the form of Y equal. It can't be D. It can't be A is the only one. Subtract 2. Y plus negative 2, y equal x plus negative 2, or y equal x minus 2. Number 15, which one represent an expression? Again, an expression is a phrase, while an equation is like a sentence. A phrase, sentence is like a complete thought. A phrase only gives you barely enough information. An equation gives you more than enough information to solve it. Equation is equal to something. It tells you exactly what is equal or going to equal to or become. Which of the following represent an expression? 4 years less than Tiffany age. I feel like they didn't give me enough information to solve this. Or I would like to know what Tiffany age is. Or if you subtract 4 years from Tiffany, what would that number be? That's an expression. So I know which of the following represent an expression. So it would be A or C, because they both have 1 in it. The sum of a number and 6. So number and 6, sum. Yeah, what is that going to become? It's not a complete thought. So it's not an equation, so expression, so it's A or C again. Mike is 4 inches shorter than Luke. So Mike is 4 inches shorter than Luke. So could I find, do I have enough information to find out how tall Mike is? All I have to do is subtract 4 from Luke. That is an equation. Another way to think of this, Mike is equal to 4 inches less than Luke. The difference of 7 and 3. Okay, what about it? I know the difference of 7 minus and 3. Can we finish this thought? Can we finish it so make an equation so it's an expression? C is the answer. Number 16, Sherry earns $7 for each hour she works. Which of the following graphs represents the total amount of money in dollars that Sherry earned for a day? If you want to, you can make a table. So this is the hours. This is the money amount. She works for 0 hours. You know she'll be paid $0. She works for 1 hour. She'll make $7. She'll work for 2 hours. She'll make 14. She works for 3 hours. She'll make 21. She works for 4 hours times 7. That's 28. 1 hour work. She makes $49. Oh my gosh, I want that job. No. 1 hour, she makes $7. 2 hours, she makes $7 again. 3 hours, she makes $7. That's all she makes. So she's working for free then. Nope. 1 hour, she makes $0. 2 hours, she makes $7. Nope. According to my table, that doesn't make sense. 1 hour makes 7. 2 is 40. It is D. Another way to figure out this. What is the constant rate of change? What is this changing by? Plus 7. Plus 7. Plus 7. Which graph shows a change, a constant change of plus 7? If you look here, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. It goes up $7 for every hour. Up $7 for every hour. Up $7 for every hour. So you start at 0 hour, it goes up $7 each hour. 17. Which of the following scenario represents a constant rate of change and shows a multiplying relationship? The cost to repair a vehicle has an initial fee of $60 plus $85 per hour. Do we know how many hours are going to work? We'll use H. I mean, they do show a constant rate of change, but it's not multiplicative. You have an adding right there. B. Mara earns $12 per hour for babysitting her 3 nieces. So 12 times the number of hour, or 12H. Well, that's multiplied. If I make a table, will this be a constant of 12 plus 12? So hours, this is money. 0 hours, she makes $0. 1 hour, she makes $12. 2 hours, she makes $24. 3 hours makes 36. So what is the change here? Plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. B is the answer. Byron earned a saving account with an initial deposit of $25. He then deposits $25 every month. So it does show constant rate of change is changing 25 every month, but is not multiplicative. The Johnson family began their hike up the mountain 200 feet above sea level. They hike 2 miles each hour for 4 hours. So they start at 200. They go 2 miles each hour. Again, this does show a constant rate of change of 2 plus 2 every hour, but it's not multiplying. 18. Find the constant of proportionality for tank B. Let me highlight tank B. Blah, blah. Let's find the constant proportionality. Again, do not memorize this. You all receive a pink paper and it's taped to your page 3 of your ISN. So let's replace the y and the x-axis with actual numbers. I'm looking for a point that's really easy to tell. Oh, right here. This is really easy to tell. The x-axis is 2. The y-axis is 600. So it's 300. So the constant proportionality is 300. Again, what is constant proportionality? It's really unit rate. Do you know a better way of saying 300? 300, what does 300 mean? That means they use 300 gallons every minute. Number 19, which table only shows values that satisfy the equation y equal 0.5x plus 14? So we're going to go from table to table to see who shows this relationship. If I multiply a half by 0, what do you get? 0 plus 14 more, you get 14. Nope, can't be A. Can be B, can be C, can be D. If I multiply a half, I'm going to do 10. 10, and you add 14 to it, what will you get? 0.5 times 10 is 50, but don't forget the decimal move out. 5 plus 14 is 19. Nope. Yep. Nope. Nope. C is the only one that makes sense. Next one, and last but not least, which equation represents the relationship between, can you make the relationship, can you write an equation for the table? What is it changing by? What is the constant rate of change? It's changing plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. So you're going to automatically jump and say, oh, the answer must be B then. It's changing by 4. Let's see. Hold up. 4 times a 0 number is 0, plus 4 more will give you. Here it says plus 6. That doesn't work. So B cannot be it. This is changing 4 for every 2 here. So what number do you think goes between 0 and 2 right here? What number, if you are finding the first number, what do you think it's going to be? If it's changing by 4 for every 2 numbers, then it must be changing. Stop, 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 stop. The constant rate of change is plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. You're going to look at this and say, but there is none of these that show a constant rate of change of plus 12. So there is no answer. Oh, yes, there is. It's changing 12 for every 2. So what is it changing for every 1 then? Because you see they're missing numbers here. What number do you think goes right here between the 4 and the 16? But if it's changing 12 for every 2, divide it, that'll be 6. So 6 more would be 10 right here. 6 more will be 22 right here. So the constant rate of change should be plus 6 for every 1. So if it's changing 6 times for the 0 number, that would be 0, plus 4. 6 times the first number is 6, plus 4 more is 10. The constant rate of change is 6 times the second number, that's 12, plus 4 is 16. 6 times the third number is 18, plus 4 is 22. D is the only one that shows 6x plus 4. Here's another way to check your work. What if I multiply x by 0? 6 times 0 is 0, plus 4, it works. The rest will not work. So this is test 4-2 review.